Hi, good people of English 1A. Welcome. Here we are in week two, and I hope everything's gone smoothly for you so far. I'm enjoying reading your posts. It seems like we have a colorful bunch. I am tempted to call our class the Harry Potter cult following class because there seems to be so many Harry Potter fans. Um, I just want to kind of begin by just touching base on some of the readings from this last week. So I'll just get right into it. The first piece that kind of stood out to me was Stability in Motion by Marina Keegan. I think I enjoyed this piece the most. Tragic, right? Because she died at 22, and she seemed like she was a gifted writer. She went to Yale, and so not a terribly academic piece, right? She's just writing about experiences that she had with her Toyota Camry. Um, and so maybe I should back up and begin by saying that all these kind of readings that we're looking at fall within um, kind of the genre or the context of descriptive writing. So they share that in common. I think there's like a theme that fits with the family as well. But she's, it reminded me of my first car when I was in high school. It was a hand me down from my folks. It was this Ford station wagon, cars you don't see on the road anymore, but they were really popular in the 80s and 90s. I think of it as the family truckster from National Lampoon's Vacation. There was wood paneling on the side, puke green color, um, this green carpet on the inside. Um, but it had this really beefy V8 engine that was just, a real bad idea for a 15-year-old. Well, it was dangerous to say the least. But I can I know I had so many memories in that car, um, going through high school and transitioning to college and saving my money for my first car. So to me, what made the piece so good, and I hope you get this as kind of like the central component of descriptive writing, is all the key details. So in a general sense, she's just writing about experiences that she had, but she's specifically talking about these specific experiences, within the context of like 4 pages. So the details to me made it really good. Once More to the Lake by E.B. White, who you might know from Charlotte's Web or the Strunken White's kind of famous piece, The Elements of Style, which is all about writing. He's writing about summer camp memories, and it's just a real big emphasis on nature, and particularly going back to a place that where you have fond memories and visiting it years later and kind of sensing the change around you, things that you notice that are different, and then kind of noticing how you've changed. And it ties in with this idea of, I think, parenthood. He comes back as a parent, and there's even this kind of this emphasis on aging and even death. Janice Mirikitani, this poem that we read called Suicide Note, definitely, we're taking a dark turn here. Um, the poem highlights this idea of extreme pressure that many students often place on themselves and feel they need to perform in order to be successful. Um, Highly descriptive. Okay, so stepping away kind of from these pieces, just I think here we are, we're in a writing course, right? So on one hand, I want to say directly, like I don't have any quick prescription on how to make you a better writer. I mean, the best advice I can give you is to read more and to write more. Um, with that said, I think my job in part is to provide you with some specific skills that will help you be a successful writer within the constraints of your college experience. So, college writing is a specific type of writing. So we're kind of going to focus a lot on um, citing, MLA citation, kind of structure and form in the beginning of the course. But we're going to, with that said, we're going to look at a lot of different types of mostly nonfiction writing, and so we're all kind of operating um, from this book. So occasionally I'll ask you to read something outside the book, but I'll provide it to you electronically on Canvas. And so hopefully Canvas is going okay for you. It's still kind of new for me, but I think it's superior to what we had been using these past years, which is Blackboard. Okay, so this week I'm introducing you to your first paper. Diving right in there. Key point, I spell this out, but I'll just emphasize that once again, there's two options. You're not writing two different papers, but I thought I'd give you some options here. So the first option kind of it really asks you to write using descriptive writing, but you're looking at various options from your textbook. And your second option, I'm asking you to kind of write about something that I've kind of recently been interested in, which is writing about, I think essentially like like a strong work ethic. Um, I want you to attempt to be inspired by someone who really cares about their profession, that the work that they do. Um, this past summer, I picked up a book by Anthony Bourdain called Kitchen Confidential, and I had watched a documentary called Jiro Dreams of Sushi, and I just, both have to do with cooking and food, which I kind of have this newfound love for. But beyond that, they just were inspirational to me because they were just portraying people that really cared about the work that they do. Then I found some other examples that related to subjects that I like stand-up comedy, surfing, music, the piano, working with animals. So you have some options there. So I can go on and more about this, but I think it's priceless if you can really find a way for your motivation to make it internal. And so I think one way to do that is to find people that inspire you in the work that they do, and these other things like the grades and kind of finding a path. They will, those things will follow, as well as like dealing with setbacks, just finding a way to keep that fire going as you're going through this transition of your college experience. So paper's 50 points, 900 words. In addition, this week you're kind of watching some material that pertains to the writing process, descriptive writing, MLA basics, and formatting, and short piece on how to insert a picture in a Word document, which some of you may choose to do in this first paper. This week is also your first graded writing forum. So you'll be writing about what you read last week, and we'll kind of follow that pattern throughout the semester. I'll ask you to read something, and then the following week, you'll turn around and reflect on it, write about it, kind of get a conversation going on these forums. And I think that's about it. If you have any questions, email me, go to the Class Cafe. I hope you're off to a good start. All right.